I just want to say welcome you to this gathering. We're really excited to have you here as well. Um, I last night actually I listened to the it was really interesting, and kind of regarding that and what you kind of talked about today, you mentioned that the whole public school system has kind of shifted from being creative and kind of provide more experience for children to more job training systems. So, what are your opinions about that? And how would you respond to this kind of shift?
I think luckily Saskatchewan has to some extent resisted that so far, but is now being pressured by that general atmosphere to move in that direction as well. And I think it's a problem because, of course, we want kids to be able to get good jobs and to have a good education towards that end, but that's not the be-all and end-all of schools. Schools have to be about more than just that. They have to be about teaching kids to explore the ways that they can contribute to our communities and to become the best version of themselves. That's really what should be at the heart of schooling. And I think that what we've experienced in the last 10 years at least is a real narrowing of those school goals, and I'd love to see those broader goals come back.
I was reading your bio, and your life that you have been a public school teacher yourself as well. So, how has that affected your view on the public education system, like at the time that you were a teacher yourself, and how you see the teachers today in this society?
Public school teaching was the most difficult and most rewarding job I've ever had. I don't miss the difficulty of it, but I really miss I miss it anyway. And in fact, I still go into classrooms a lot to teach because I miss the kids. And it's one of the most amazing jobs in the world. And but when I was teaching, I was not under the same pressures that teachers today are under. And I had much more leeway and flexibility in what I did, and I took advantage of that. And I taught, of course, I taught the subject area and I tried to cover the material, but that wasn't my primary goal. My primary goal was to teach kids how to think, and I think that and how to learn. And I think that teachers are often restricted from pursuing those goals today. So I do think it's a much more difficult time to be in teaching than when I was.
And kind of with that, you mentioned earlier in your speech today that the system has toward standardization and kind of measuring teachers and kind of not really giving them the true credit that they really deserve. So how's that kind of changed through all these years?
Yeah, schools have increasingly been under this idea that teachers have to prove that their kids are learning, as if it's up to it's on the onus of the teacher to solve every problem our society faces. So we already know that the greatest predictor of school success is the level of education of the child's parents, the level of wealth that the child comes from, all of these things that are huge social issues in our society play into the educational outcomes of kids. So to saddle teachers with the idea that if a kid is not coming out of school at a certain place, that it's the teacher's fault is just ridiculous, right? On the other hand, that doesn't absolve us of the responsibility to make teaching and learning the best that it can be. And I think that we can do that less by asking teachers to spend half their time punching in data to a computer, and more by giving teachers the freedom and the space to develop professionally themselves and to be able to use that development in teaching their kids.
And regarding the kind of good citizen principles you mentioned, where do youth kind of stand in this spectrum, especially about the participatory and how youth today they kind of contribute to society?
That's a wonderful question. Alberta in Edmonton, the legislature has created a new visitor center, and they've made an exhibit around those three kinds of citizenship. And so people sort of take a quiz and answer these questions, and then it tells them, well, we think you're sort of this type of good citizen. And I don't know, but I'm wondering what the outcome is, like how many people fall in each category. I'm going to try and find that out. But what I think is not that we obviously need all those. You know, a lot of that reflects different aspects of each of us. All of us want to be personally responsible. We all want to participate, and we all want to have a sense of social justice and improve to solve the root causes of society. So it's not like one is better than the other. It's that I think we need all of them, and schools are not always teaching all of them. The schools have been much better at teaching this idea of following the rules and doing what you're told, and less good at teaching kids to think critically about the world around them. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen. I'm sure that you guys have all had amazing teachers who've done amazing things. I would just like to see that more widespread.
Last question. But talk about how kind of the public systems are kind of one-sided from one perspective. So how would you kind of respond to that? What are ideas on this that how we can change the education system to be more having more perspective on different cultures or different perspective, different thoughts on that? So,
Yeah. I think we think of Darwin's theory of evolution, and in that it depends on genetic variation. Like you have to have variation and what is basically descent from the genetic gene pool to be able to move forward. I think that teaching in a democratic society is the same thing. You have to, sure, you teach the norms of our society, but you also have to leave room for that genetic variation, that descent, to be able to move forward. And I think what schools should really struggle to do is to teach kids that there are many different perspectives on issues out there. And in fact, even their teachers as adults have different perspectives on various issues. I would love to see students get more of a chance to see their teachers disagree on important issues and to see other adults disagree. Because that's an important part of living in a democratic society is having kids exposed to multiple perspectives and to learn to evaluate those perspectives and figure out what their own positions are.
thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely.
It was an honor for me.
Okay. Yeah, it was great. You asked great questions.